for many of the students.
Yeah. So like it was the same prep for both in some sense.
How to manage both actually, academic things and entrance class things. Actually, many students used to say, "Sir, we don't have time." So even entrance coaching also they are little bit reluctant by mentioning the lack of time. So time management technique. Can you throw some light on that?
Or balancing both. The other way, balancing both.
I think
school academics and the entrance class related things.
Yeah, so my parents were very clear that I will not go for tuition. They said they were, and I'm actually very grateful for that because they would be, you won't have time to relax, you won't have time to recover. So I actually did not go to in-person tuition in 11th and 12th. And I think that allowed me time to, that evening time essentially, that 5 to 7 that I used to play sport. I think with most people, that's when they went to tuition. That was an important recovery time for me, I think, and I think it's my parents who decided, and I'm very grateful they did that.
You had a strong faith in the school and your parents that enabled you to balance both.
Yeah.
Now this is another general. One more cause of tension for the children. B demand is declining. Many are now suggesting don't study engineering at all because the job opportunities are less. Is it a real thing, or are there still opportunities for engineering graduates? Question from
I don't know. My impression. I haven't. You should take this with a pill because I don't. I haven't lived in India for a while. But my impression is nowadays, if you want to be competitive, you need at least a master's. So even if you're doing a BE, I think you should be looking at a master's degree down the line, even if you were starting a job now, just because there are so many engineers in the market. You need to either do an MBA in management or technical masters to be able to stand out.
Another query from a student is it possible for a student who is little bit weak in mathematics to do computer related courses? How far computer science and mathematics is linked? Is it possible for a child who is poor in maths to do BCA, MCA, something like that?
I think so. I don't think it's a limitation. But I again said, BCA, MCA is, I think, again falls into that category of specializing too early. So I would say pick a more fundamental thing like physics or maths over BCA, MCA. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay. What are your general advices to your brothers and younger brothers and sisters in DAV?
A lot of people will tell you a lot of things. I think you need to have faith in your own judgment and probably judgment of some few close people to follow. I think it's easy for anyone to give advice. I think it's harder for you to decide whether that advice is relevant for you personally or not. I would say listen and then decide whether it's applicable to you or not. Don't adopt everything that people try to tell you.
Actually, the entire situation has changed connected with entrance examinations and all. How do you compare the difficulty level during those days and at present, particularly difficulty level and competition level?
So I have no idea what has been happening in this space. I would say it's never easy. There has always been 3 lakh students writing to get into 5,000 seats or 10,000 seats. That has always been the case. No matter what exam structure you change, that I think that is still the case. So the way I look at it is, this is the system. We just need to work with the system.
Now, there is another query from a student. It is connected with the NASA. Sir, anything about NASA's James Webb Space Telescope that is to be released on October 2021?
Last time I heard, the parts have shipped for launch. Since I have not been there since June, I don't have the latest update, but one of my colleagues' last posts that I remember was his components were all delivered. So they're all being assembled somewhere, I believe. I don't know if COVID has delayed things. That has been another challenge I think they will have to face, because in-person meeting up on things, assembly of components and testing might be delayed a little bit. But as far as I know, there are no technical issues.
Can we expect more contributions from your side towards India's space missions, defense-related things in future? Do you have any plans like that?
So NISAR is an ISRO mission. So in my current job, in my previous job, and hopefully in the future, I'll continue to work on that for sure. I also, thanks to NISAR, I now have contacts with people at ISRO Ahmedabad. Let's see how that shapes up, because I think any space work in India has to go through ISRO. It's not like other places. Any space related work has to have the approval of ISRO in India. So that would be the right channel. The connections are there. We just have to see how that will work.
Thank you. Any queries, Radhika ma'am and Reddy sir or principal sir? Any more queries? Or any student, if you have any more questions, you may put it in the chat box. There is a question connected with SpaceX.
Yeah.
Your views on SpaceX. I do not know exactly what it is.
I can say that it definitely will not be a motivation. It is sufficient. It is comfortable. I have one car, a Toyota. I have one car, a Toyota, which serves its purpose. You don't need more than one. I walk.
For wealth, there is no limit, my dear students. As Piyush says, it is for our self-sufficiency. For a family, it is sufficient to have one car. It's not that you should have an Audi or something more sophisticated car. So it's sufficient. Okay. And maybe at this age, you may be thinking that you may require all those things. And you grow up to Piyush level, you will be thinking that what you have is more than sufficient.
As long as DAV BHEL school is there on the Earth's surface, Piyush's name will be there in the school. So that itself is his greatest achievement.
So just to let you know, I still walk to work. So I don't really need a car. It rarely gets used. So no point in collecting.
Yeah. Anyway, at a time we can travel only in one vehicle.
Correct.
So you will be paid the best package in these institutes where Piyush is working like. Okay.
It will be more than sufficient.
Yeah, it will be more than sufficient for you.
Piyush, your experiences in California Institute of Technology, can you share?
It's more academic institution. Stanford was a bigger university, about 25,000, 30,000 students. Caltech is a much smaller place, only 5,000, 6,000 people, but more academic oriented. Has its plus and minuses. There was no sports in Caltech, big minus. But
you have in Stan? Do you have
yes.
sports in Stan?
Yes, they even had a cricket ground at Stanford. So we had a team there. So yeah, it's a different environment. It's just more studious, more research oriented environment at Caltech.
Even now, you have not cut your connections with the sports. How do you continue your connections with the sports even now?
I was just watching the test match before this. I still continue to watch it. I don't think I have picked up any of the US sports. I don't watch much. I don't watch football.
Continue to play cricket even now, am I right?
When possible, yes. On the weekends, we have a league here. We have good facilities here for cricket, good turf pitches really and everything. Yeah. So, yeah.
Students, if you have any more queries, you can ask.
It's your one day away from work. You go full day play.
The students are at COVID-19, so they are expecting some motivation from you. That is why they are sending the message. So they are at home due to this pandemic period. Can you say some suggestions to them that what they have to do? At home they are.
So when I was this age, we did not have the internet. I'm pretty sure everyone has an internet connection now. Everyone's calling in on Zoom. There is just, it's a double-edged kind of information. Not YouTube.
Yeah.
There's a lot of physics, maths, interesting stuff online that would have been fun had it been available when I was in 9th and 10th and 11th.
Gobiga, a student, she wants to know your hobbies.
Like I said, I still watch cricket a lot. I still watch movies in at least 3 languages a lot. Hindi, Tamil, Telugu. What else do I do? We have a dog that we like. It's like we go out for long walks. What else? I like cooking. I cook a lot of Indian food.
Very nice.
So, yep, that takes up time. My work, it's interesting. There's no official work hours. You just, you work when you feel like it. But that's a lot of time.
There is a question about astronauts, actually, how to become an astronaut and the kind of training and other things.
It's a fairly strenuous process. There is every year they open up, and every 2 years they open up application process. People have to apply. They get shortlisted. You need to have higher education degrees, or you need to be an Air Force pilot. One of the two, one with flight, or you need to be a scientist. And then you need to also clear Olympic athlete level physical tests. Only then you get shortlisted for the last round. And then you have to go through the process. It's a fairly rigorous process. I think more than 100,000 people apply. I think the short lists are fairly small, like 30, 40 people in the end.
Mahesh is actually our physics teacher. He was your junior.
I remember, I follow him on Facebook. I remember.
Oh, okay.
It's Padmadas sir's son.
He has commented that you are an excellent cricketer.
I remember Mahesh.
There is a question.
Mahesh, sir, you be on video.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Once again, I'm trying to, sir. I have joined, without clicking that join without video I have given. Just 1 second.
You just go out and come in.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Regarding SpaceX, there is a question. What is it actually? Any idea?
So it's a private company, just like the one that I'm working for right now. What they focus is on providing cheap launch capabilities. In the past, everything was being done by NASA itself, building the rockets, launching them, all of that. There is a national law here that says if a company can do it, NASA shouldn't do it. So as the capacity and capabilities of private companies go up, NASA will focus on more and more of the planetary stuff, and stuff like rocket launching and stuff, which they've been doing for many decades, will be done by industry now, because now industry is capable of doing that.
There is an interesting question. What you would have done if you met Mr. Donald Trump? Lighter way.
I hope I never have to.
Any more queries, students? Please ask if you have any more queries.
One more question. Sir, is it possible to crack JE within 2 months of preparation?
I think anything is possible. It's
yes, you are right.
But I think.
But yeah, please.
You just need. I think being prepared is the better way. You know, everything in the end boils down to 1 day of examinations, and then you only maximize your chances by preparing for it.
Hello, Piyush.
Hey, Mahesh.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, fine. May not be the same face that you saw years ago.
Oh no, I follow all the school updates you put on Facebook. So
yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, I still.
Mahesh, if you have anything to ask,
any questions, sir, which will be useful to the children.
Yeah, if you have any queries, you can ask. Being a physics teacher, particularly.
Sir, basically, when children want to study physics, they have a sort of hesitation. Like physics will be tougher than mathematics. Or physics, it will be very dry, very vague. Now, how to break that from their heart? So, give some tips. See, I find physics is very interesting. I found physics is very interesting when I was studying. But you will be very well knowing about this. But that will not be the case with all the children. So, in a class of 40, hardly 4 loves physics. Remaining, they fail to love physics. Now, how to kindle interest, or how to make them come out of the barrier that physics is, something like a dry subject or something like that?
I find it super interesting because everything around is pretty much that.
Yes.
In our grad school, one of the guys who seniors who used to describe everything in terms of your Wi-Fi network. He would break every physics problem into, oh, you're too far from your Wi-Fi network. There's an R power 4 loss. That's why you're not able to get anything out of it. So I think relating to common things around you, phenomenon might help. But it's a challenge. I think most people have to have some interest in it. For example, the work I do today is like, for whatever we're doing in radar is nothing but like a fancy Young's double slit experiment, but done from space. If you were to explain the work and walk back, it will go back to the Young's double slit experiment we all do in the physics lab. Put a lamp, measure. That's essentially what I do from a living, but I do it from like satellites. So if we can somehow relate it to common things around you, like, okay, your R square is like your Wi-Fi connection strength. Yeah, maybe that may be something that can help. But I don't know. It's a challenge.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Two more queries are there from the students. Roshan Raj, he wants to know how important are mock tests and solving MCQs for competitive exams.
For me, at least, it was all about practice. I think in the end, the way our systems work is on the exam day, you're supposed to perform. Doesn't matter what you did the day before, what you did. And I think the way you maximize what you can do on exam is like being prepared for it. So the one important thing is I think the more you practice, the less you will be surprised if you see something new in the exam. I think that's something you get used to. Otherwise, the chance of seeing something new and maybe panicking may not. Just the idea of seeing different things and not being surprised on the day of the exam, I think, was super useful.
Jyotiraditya wants to know about manned missions to Mars.
I think we are at least a decade away. I think, yeah. My work doesn't overlap with planetary sciences. I study the Earth. I look the other way. I look down from my satellites. I don't look towards stars or planets. Instead, I look at the Earth. I work on Earth observing satellites.
Is there any work for architecture in NASA? That is Muhammad Arif question actually.
Reducing the weight of everything is important. I think for every additional kilogram of whatever you launch, your mission cost goes up in millions. So if you can do lightweight, durable, any structure, there's always interest in that.
There is one more query. Are there job opportunities available in NASA for thermonuclear astrophysics? Thermonuclear astrophysics. Or quantum mechanics, something like that.
I think if you have a PhD, you'll need a PhD to work in any of those topics. And I think by the time you get the PhD, you'll know more about it than me. So I am sure there are people working on these topics, but they're highly specialized. And I think the minimum entry point would be a PhD to get into it.
There is another question actually. IITs and the IIST, I think Indian Institute of Science and Technology. How do you compare these? Which one will be a better one for children?
I can only say from my experience that I had a great time in IIT. IIST is the one started by ISRO. Is that correct? In Kerala, is that the one that is IIS?
Yes.
We have had. I have met a couple of students who have come here on scholarship from there. It looks like a very good program, but I think, and I believe you get direct entry into ISRO from there if you qualify in the top 5 or top 10 in the class. So I think it will be an exciting opportunity. Usually people from IITs, ISRO usually does not tend to hire from IITs. I don't know the reason, but from IIST, the pathway to ISRO might be simpler.
Another lighter question, your role model or favorite cricketer?
When I was a kid, this was pre-match fixing. I was a big fan of Azharuddin.
Yes, everybody. Especially his fielding.
Yeah.
Very good striker also.
Yeah. Any more queries, children?
Diner.
Foodie maybe. Nothing like that. Lighter question, I think.
Oh.
As you are working do you get enough time to relax because you are working in some international agencies, space agencies and all? That is one question.
I think you have to make time for it. Otherwise, you will burn out. I think
It all depends on how we manage the things.
Yeah, you have to make it part of your routine, make it part of your schedule. It is not negotiable.
We cannot give up relaxation anyway.
Yeah.
Now, okay, these all unwanted things.
I think I'm showing my age. I don't even understand these questions.
Sir, anything to say, sir? Karpay, sir?
Just summarize, and I think, of course, he is a role model for all of our children. And to win in life, it is not that others decide, as Piyush said. It is you or your self-interest which motivates you and which takes you to the right direction. The other thing is, as he said, it's a lot of opportunities are around you, around us, all of us. See the right one. You are the person to choose and grow with it. Am I right, sir?
Correct.
Yeah. Piyush can summarize something which can be shape each one's, and we can finish. We can end.
Final words.
Yeah, some final tips to the children.
Thank you for this opportunity. I hadn't interacted with the school since I graduated, so this was wonderful.
But we want this interaction to continue forever.
Yeah, that will be. And actually, it is in our mind that you will be called as a special guest to one of the annual day functions.
Oh, wow.
And if you grace that function, it will be very great honor to all of us. Maybe next year, it may be possible, I believe. I don't know how often you visit India. And for this reason, if you visit, it will be very great. It's so great it will be. Definitely, we are going to invite you.
I will try to let you know next time I'm there in India.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. My parents live in.
Yes. Alumnus coming as our chief guest will be an honor for us. All of us.
So we do, Piyush, for information. Nowadays, in our group of schools, we used to call our alumni like you. So there are a lot of our passed out students who are in a very, very great position, and not wealthy, wealth-wise, but knowledge-wise, and they are taking the highest office in each and every field. So we will be calling them, and we are very great honor to honor you all.
Thank you.
Privilege.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It will be good to visit the township too. I haven't visited the township. I think 2004 was the last time I visited. So it's a long time. Yeah.
Township has changed a lot. A new township has come up.
Yeah. I can see it in the satellite images. Like,
oh, great.
Like there's new extensions on this side and a new park, and I can.
Yeah.
Well, I've never been there in person.
Ours same.
Yeah.
Of course, maybe some rooms have been built in addition after Piyush has left, I believe, right?
Yes, sir.
Mahesh, sir. Do you have any memory?
Jawaharlal Nehru Hall is not there, sir.
Nehru Hall is converted into
okay.
And above the Nehru Hall, now we have a new hall. Other side.
Please visit Piyush with family.
For sure.
Actually, a year ago, Vishala visited a year ago.
Yeah,
it was something like
function.
Okay.
It was something like talking to a family member. Really happy. Always keep in touch with the school, and we need the support and contributions from your people like you regarding the motivational aspect, inspirational aspect of our children. Because more number of children have to reach the greater levels.
Thank you, sir. I'm sure they will do well. we've had a good track record. I know a lot of juniors then went to IIT. Narendranath, there's a whole bunch of them that went.
Yeah.
So I have no doubt that we'll do well. I've also heard that we now have multiple sections in 12th.
Yes.
I remember when I finished 12th, my 12th class was 8 students. So it has come a long way from that.
Now the number is now 2 sections are there. Number is around 9.
And I believe we have a
Narendranath. We have planned a session with Narendranath next.
I believe we also now have economics, which is great, which wasn't there before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good.
Yes, sir.
Shall we conclude, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot, Narendranath. Sorry, Narendranath's name has come to the mouth. Piyush Shankar, thanks a lot. Convey our regards to ma'am and sir also, and your family members. Okay. Stay safe. Thank you, students. Thank you, parents also who are attending the session. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, sir.
Stay safe, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Radhika ma'am, do you want to say any few words?
Radhika ma'am or Reddy sir?
Thank you, Piyush. Actually, it is a great motivation for our students.
Yeah. Please give a thanks, ma'am, to all of us.
That is what really it is. The session was very useful, and our students will utilize this opportunity. Thank you. And we expect you to visit, as sir said, next year. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right.
I thank all the parents and students those who graced this occasion and gained a lot of information from Piyush and other contributors. Thank you. Other contributor in the sense by the way of asking questions. Well, that's very important to keep the function, to keep the program on live. And thanks for all. Thanks for the parents and teachers and well-wishers, and especially our great this day of honor, Mr. Piyush. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I leave.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.